Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monalisa Rambai bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya. The headlines for today are: withdrawing the load shedding and also reducing the prices of fuel in the state. Normal life is limping back to normal as commercial vehicles have started flying again after 2 weeks that they were off the road. And Meghalaya Cabinet regularizes taxes on petrol and diesel. And now the news in detail. Meghalaya Cabinet today regularized the decision of the government that it took yesterday to reduce the value-added tax on fuel, which paved the way to the further reduction of the price of petrol from Rs 91.29 paise to Rs 85.86 paise and the price of diesel from Rs 84.23 paise to Rs 79.13 paise.
Regarding the regularization of the decision that was made on reducing the taxes for petrol and diesel. So earlier we had done it with 2 rupees, and then later yesterday, if you recall, we had again revised the new tax rates for petrol and diesel. So both these decisions were regularized in the cabinet today.
Speaking to the media after a cabinet meeting at the main secretariat in Shillong, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma informed that, in the view of the court's order, the Meghalaya mining lease stamp duty has been increased by 100%. He said earlier, the miners were paying only 50% as stamp duty for mining lease. This 100% hike is due to the court's interpretation that the mining lease does not fall under the instrument of conveyance.
Pay 100% for the stamp duties against 50%, which was initially thought, as the miners earlier the interpretation was that the mining lease falls under the instruments of conveyance. So if it falls under the instrument of conveyance, then scheduled tribe and scheduled caste need to only pay 50% of the stamp duty. But that is not the case, and the court has given order that mining lease stamp duty is not an instrument of conveyance, and hence mining lease holders will have to pay 100% on the stamp duty. So therefore this had to be regularized. So all the mining lease holders are being asked to immediately pay rest of the 50% for the mining lease. We are allowing them to pay half of it immediately and the rest of the half within 31st of March 2021. So this decision also was taken today in the cabinet.
The Chief Minister said the cabinet approved the Meghalaya Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management 2006. He also informed that the cabinet approved the appointment of 45 junior engineers in the PhE department for speedy implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission.
Because of the COVID financial situation, the government of India has allowed all the states to borrow additional 2%, and accordingly the FRBM Act needs to be amended, and therefore an ordinance was passed in that regard to amend the FRBM Act to allow the state government to take 5% of the overall GDP as debt, which initially was at 3%. So from 3% to 5% now, which again, as I said, is the permission has been given to all the states, and this amendment is part of that decision. And the last approval in the cabinet was regarding appointment of junior engineers in grade 1 under 3F for PhE department. So as you're aware, the PhE department had conducted interviews, and about 40 engineers, I think, have been appointed. 45 junior engineers needed to be appointed. So this was done under 3F because there is an urgency to have additional manpower, and there's a shortage for the implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission. And as you're aware that for Meghalaya the target is 3 years, and therefore we need the required manpower, and the procedure through NPSC could take more than a year to complete this. Therefore, in the emergency case, we have allowed 45 junior engineers to be appointed under 3F by the PhD department.
The National People's Party Shillong City has expressed deep appreciation to the state government for withdrawing the load shedding and also reducing the prices of fuel in the state. Addressing a press conference at Shillong Press Club, Anthony Nongbri, the working president of the NPP Shillong City, termed the government pro-people that listens to the voices of the public. He said that the decision of the state government to withdraw the load shedding within 48 hours after it was imposed shows that the leadership is capable of impressing high authorities to stop the regulation of power supply, even as he added that the debts with the power generation companies have been there for years. Nongbri lamented that the opposition Congress is trying to politicize the issues.
Kamut bakata jeki jongki kan sukut no namar kata ka dor petrol ke bala peniat rai kidon ki isu ba mla ban sol no kisisngi don kami ke jing penbet bat kani ke jing trekam jong ke sarkar ngi ka de ngila ban ong ba ka de ke sarkar jong pai ba namar lakum no menurah pedeng katuk tang pedeng sauhu prado nyu par kenta ya kani ka load shedding laweng nakabenta ka jing bit jing biang pai ba rai la de pipe ya ki por manusia pinya compare por manusia ka load shedding kada pentut haduk kata-kata ki pajak tengi kermen ya ki jingduna on sependap ya kanu ke bombit membiang ngidon kami ke jing trelang mak ke jing trelang kam dei dak basyu Allah surok ke jing trelang kelong dak bawan sakmat banyak train kat bak sarkar mendai dak bayaki persya wan penjenjar ki pajak wan penjenjar ki pajak bro nomor
COVID-19 pandemic coupled by strike by commercial vehicles has thrown normal out of gear, leaving the state's economy in disarray. Talking to the media, a woman shopkeeper at Meghalaya Nongkwar in Shillong, Srimati Majao, said the sale was partially affected during the last few months. Some of the children of Meghalaya Umthlong said who were unable to attend schools said they spend most of the time rearing goats, playing and washing clothes in Umyam River that flows to the Umyam Lake. The women folk of Maunay locality who were unable to sell vegetables at Yodo during the last 2 weeks took their children who are not attending school for firewood collection. One of their children said she could not attend school as the taxis were on strike. Normal life is limping back to normal as commercial vehicles have started plying again after 2 weeks that they were off the road, pressurizing the state government to reduce the prices of petrol and diesel. Succumbing to the demand of the Joint Action Committee of Commercial Vehicles, the state government has finally reduced the price of petrol from Rs 91.29 pice to Rs 85.86 pice and the price of diesel from Rs 84.23 pice to Rs 79.13 pice. During the last 2 weeks, the situation of uncertainty prevailed all around as economic activities came to a grinding halt as the Joint Action Committee and the state government were looked on over the issue of reducing the prices of fuel. Commercial hubs like Yodo, Morpran, Maulonghat, Police Bazaar and Limekra area have come to life again. The commercial as well as private vehicles have started plying again and students are back to educational institutions with hustle-free. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, Central Government of India has come out with a rule that all cars should have a FASTag digital payment on their cars from the 15th to ensure smooth and easy payment when passing the toll gates. On using the toll gate located in 7th Mile, Pasi West Janta Hills district, cars having the FASTag are required to pay 30 rupees when passing through and only 10 rupees when returning within 24 hours. However, cars who do not have FASTag are to pay 60 rupees even on returning within 24 hours. This change has brought a lot of chaos in the district, causing heavy traffic jams and protests by the All Jantia Tourist and Commercial Vehicle Association. On 16th February, different NGOs met up with the DC of West Janta Hills, Garrett LNS Dykes, who on his behalf promised to carry these issues to the NAHAI.
Just before along the side, they should be free. There must be an exemption for them. A free lane must be provided for them as per the National Highway Authorities. These people, they do not provide a free lanes to them. So this is the problem.
Izin bahwa bunteliki di penyelenggaraan muka kami nak jadinya selama itu mengkong soal di penangkap di fastat di waktu ke raya ke komen ke Hakman Menteri ke istri dari dia orang itu pun koplah ke siapa ini kemudian di sistem yang baik sudah berkelam kerjaan di kecil nak buat nahai ke publicity foto ini di start luna bahagia reklam ke stasiun ke ting ikut bukti atau bok benkhau si kau bok udai di hashtag yuk fiber lokal taksi ada begini teruang di sesuatu pun lagi dor tumlek kau perintah ketua metro ini di WM urusan nombor ML 34 mulai jadi tinggal kelam ikut harga bikin gudang itu.
So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.